Bisping and Rockhold almost get heated during their show. Michael Bisping recently appeared on The Jackson Show alongside Luke Rockhold in an episode that had been hyped for months as a chance for the two longtime rivals to finally bury the hatchet. The build-up had fans eagerly anticipating a genuine resolution, and the show started on a promising note. The pair shook hands, exchanged a few lighthearted jabs, and seemed to be on decent terms. However, co-host Bear Dito couldn't avoid stirring the pot with Rockhold sitting right beside Bisping. Bear asked which rematch win felt better, Bisping's stunning knockout over Rockhold or his hard-fought revenge against Dan Henderson. The question, dripping with tension, felt meant to provoke Rockhold and reignite the rivalry, drawing instant backlash from the MMA community for being unnecessarily inflammatory. Despite the awkwardness in the room, Bisping kept his composure, brushing off the instigation with his usual wit and charm, doing his best to defuse what could have easily escalated into another heated exchange. Just as Bisping managed to—
When it comes to revenge, what was better, the Henderson or the Luke fight?
Do you know what, to be honest, I don't really concern myself with Luke. Couldn't care less. It's all history. It all happened. Anything that happened in my career, whether I won or lost, it's all a part of history. It's all part of my path. It's all part of the journey to make me the man that I am today. So,
well, you're a better man than me.
I get upset. Any of it. Like people on Twitter all the time, bring up Henderson. I'm like, bro, you really think that upsets me?
But what are they tweeting?
What the fuck have you done with your life?
What could they possibly tweet at you?
I didn't beat him the first time.
I know that. But as a fighter, I'm not a fighter. As a fighter, once you get that revenge win or that secondary win, shouldn't it wash it? Now an audience shouldn't be able to talk so loud, right?
Yeah, people still talk shit.
It was a close fight. It was a close fight, and Hendo did get him with the second fight pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
He hit me with two punches. There were two
fighting
Other
Dan.
than that, I
You just know,
ass.
you did. But you know, one fucking thing's coming with Henderson. Like just the whole time, you just gotta sit there and just like.
Bear, what the? Bro, that's just pure instigating for the sake of starting drama. And what a weird and strange thing to do with Luke sitting right next to him. Mike and Luke would get along so much better without Bear asking stupid questions. Cut at minute 45. Why didn't you cut right after you asked the question and then have his second part be the answer without letting the beginning of the first one in the video? I picked that up too. I think Luke got nasty in the beginning. However, at the end it seemed all good there. Umar Nurmagomedov thinks the champ, Merab Dvalishvili, is just looking for straightforward paydays. Later this month, the two will face off for the bantamweight title in the co-main event of UFC 311. While the build-up to the fight has been short, it's certainly been fierce. Initially, Meb ignored Umar as a serious title contender, instead calling for rematches with fighters he's already beaten, like Shah Ali and Peter Yan. Then at the first press conference for UFC 311, he became clearly enraged, shouting at Umar and repeatedly calling him a piece of my. While Umar stayed cool and composed in a recent appearance on UFC's YouTube channel, Umar stated, "I think he just wants to fight with a guy who he can beat." Umar says that while Maya might be confident against other opponents, facing him will be a different story. He points out that the champ has been avoiding high-risk matchups, choosing to fight fighters like Ali or Peter, where he sees an easier path to victory for Umar. However, this fight will be much tougher for the champ. He doesn't expect Merab to dominate him with takedowns or control the pace with his striking skills and resolve. Norov wants to make it a long, challenging night for his opponent. Umar admits that while Diaz 5 might be capable of winning, he doesn't think he is willing to take risks in this fight and stresses that fighting is a battle. And though anyone can lose, he won't be broken by a potential loss. What matters most is that he's prepared for a tough no-holds-barred fight. In his eyes, Ves's reluctance to face high-risk opponents reveals his fear of taking chances in the cage. There's no denying the risk for me. Dealers oddsmakers have recently made Umar a nearly 3-1 favorite over the reigning bantamweight champion. That's a daunting challenge for dealers, and although Nurov acknowledges that anything can happen in a fight, he thinks the situation actually looks even worse for Mia. The odds suggest that Umar's skills and undefeated record put him in a strong position, making this a particularly tough test for the champion. In a recent appearance on the Overdogs podcast, former UFC title challenger Yoel Romero shared insights into Khamzat Chimaev's exceptional wrestling skills, originally spoken in Spanish and translated for the audience. Romero revealed behind-the-scenes stories from their gym session, giving a glimpse into the exchanges between himself and Chimaev. Romero, an Olympic wrestling star himself, didn't hold back in praising Khamzat's skills. He talked about seeing him train with the S of brothers, Adam and Beiser, two of the best wrestlers in history. He even mentioned how he faced and lost to Adam in the finals of the Sydney Olympics, so he knows personally just how talented they are. What struck him most was how Khamzat held his own with them, and even got the better of Yoel during their sparring sessions, putting him in chokes. That kind of wrestling pedigree, as Yoel put it, is what makes